Good morning, it's Tuesday, a little bit later than anticipated, but I had some other schoolwork to do this morning. I'm going to get straight on with this one here. In a couple of moments you will see the second set of 10 questions. Hopefully yesterday went well. You'll see the questions. Please pause your screen, give the 10 questions best a go as you can. Use yesterday's notes. The notes you made in green are really important. Perhaps you won't need to use the notes for one or two of the questions. Maybe you'll remember based on what we did yesterday. But if you do need to use the notes, that is fine. So give all 10 a good go. And then obviously unpause it and you'll see the answers. Mark them in green. And then go through. I'll obviously go through each one by one. And you're going to go through and make good quality notes so that tomorrow you can be even more independent. And we're really kind of get on this mastery bandwagon. Hopefully by Friday you're going to be getting them all right. If they're too easy, and I apologise, but that's okay actually, still keep doing them because it is the mastery we're looking for. It's that solid foundation. As you can see this morning, I've got a pair of Reeboks on. They could be anything like that, couldn't they? Actually, they don't look particularly like Reeboks, but they are Reeboks. They're quite a new pair actually. They're not old school Reeboks, they're just normal Reeboks. I only got them really because they were dirt cheap in the sale, but there we go. Right, get ready to pause. Best of luck. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully, fingers crossed for you. I hope that went well. I'm going to go through each question one by one, starting with a nice straightforward, hopefully quite an easy one. So, is adding, so I'm going to line everything up in columns, okay, making sure I keep my decimal points in the right place. So first one is I've got 500. 500 and it's 0.00. Add 50, so lining up 50. I've got 0.2, fill in any gaps with zeros. Then I've got 0.01, 0.01, fill in any zeros. Then it's nice and straightforward. Add up these columns. So I've got 1, got 2, 0, got 5, and I've got 5. 550.21. It is as easy as that. Okay. If I went too fast, just go back and watch it again. Water dry, otherwise it's difficult to write on it. So I've got 66 times 44. 66 times 44. So I'm going to use my Chinese method, my grid method, my Napier's bones, whatever people call it. I don't know which is right actually, it's just the method. So I'm not going to swap pens at this point. Hopefully this one's better. So 6 times 4 is 24. As you can see, they're all going to be 6 times 4, aren't they? So they're going to all be 24. Okay, so here I've got 4, 8, 9, 10. So put my 0, carry my 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I've got a 2. So I've got 2904. 2904. Okay, so added up each channel. If I had any 10s, I kept the units there and I carried them over. Again, hopefully, nice straightforward one for you. It's important you know that method because if you're going to be multiplying decimals in future, we will use that same method to multiply decimals. Okay. Right, what's next? Simplify 3a, add 2b, add 2a minus b. So first thing I do is I collect the like terms. So how many different terms have I got there? Well, I've got a's and b's. So I've got 2 different types of term. So I'm going to underline my a's, I'm going to circle my b's. Remember, you always take the sign to the left. That's a positive 2b. So positive 2a, that's a minus b. So I'm going to deal with my a's first. 3a add 2a is 5a. 2b take away b, okay, if it helps, we'll put a 1 there. So 2b take away 1b is 1b. Add 1b. Don't need the 1, I can just do 5a add b. Okay? Symbols. Apples, bananas. You only add apples to apples. You can only add bananas to bananas. You can only add normal numbers to normal numbers. Next up, if x equals 3, work out the value of 10 minus x. So 10 minus x, and we know that x is equal to 3. Okay, so this is substitution. Okay, I'm going to replace the x with the 3. A bit like in football and netball, you make a sub, you replace one number, one player for the other, don't you? So I'm going to make a substitution here. X is going to be replaced by 3. So it becomes 10 minus 3. Okay, so we had 10 minus x, which is actually 10 minus 3, which is 7. Easy peasy. Okay, next up, we've got 783.4, 783.4 to one significant figure. So, is that close to 700 or 800? It's closer to 800, isn't it? Okay, so the answer is going to be 800 plus the 7 is followed by an 8. So that must round up instead of saying the same. And because it's one significant figure, we have one number and anything else has to be zeros. Okay? Symbols. Let me dry. What's next? Solve x minus 7 equals 14. So remember, with maths in algebra, a letter is an unknown number. So in kind of common sense, in basic layman's terms, this means something, take away 7 is 14. So you've got a number, you take away 7, you get to 14. Okay? So the method is, we want to get the x's by themselves. We get them by themselves by getting rid of the minus 7. To get rid of something, you do the inverse, the opposite. So the opposite of minus 7 is add 7. But what you do to one side of the equals, what I'm going to do here, I must also do here. So we need to add 7 to this side as well. So if I add 7 to here, I get the x by itself, which is what I wanted. If I add 7 to that, I get 21. And the way you check is you put it back in. If x is 21, a bit like with question 4, you substitute your x in. So your x becomes 21. 21 minus 7 is 14. So you know you're right. Isn't maths easy, eh? It doesn't need to be difficult. If I can do it, you definitely can. Okie doke. What's next? Find the missing numbers, missing terms. So we've got 3, 10, and we've got a missing one. Then we've got 24, then we've got a missing one. So, what's the difference between 3 and 10? What's it going up in? It's going up in by 7, isn't it? Okay, so I'm now just going to see whether that plus 7 rule actually fits the rest of it. So if I add 7 onto 10, I get 17. If I add 7 onto 7 onto 17, I do get 24. Okay, so I'm happy that this add 7 is the correct rule. So 24 add 7 is 31. So your answers are 17 and 31. Okay, you find the rule using the information you've been given, then you see if that rule fits the rest of them. If it does, you can be happy with your answers. Okay, expand. So what does expand mean? If you can't remember what expand meant, you should have looked back at yesterday's paper, yesterday's questions, should have gone to question 8, expand. Oh, it means multiply. Multiply what? Oh, what's outside by what's inside. So, expand, 5, bracket x, add 3. So, 5 times x, well, 5 times x. How do we write multiply in algebra? We just don't use, we just put the letter next to the number. Okay, the number next to the letter. So it's just 5x. 5 times 3, or 5 times 3 is 15. The answer is going to be 5x, add 15. Nice and easy. Again, if I'm going too fast, just go back, rewatch it. Okay, and if you're in my lesson I was going too fast, or anyone else's lessons, you always put your hand up and you say, sorry sir, go a bit quick, can you slow down please? Okay? Always take responsibility for your learning. Hello Poppy, how you doing? Just realised that's been there a long time. What's next? So we've got 2.5 kilometres into metres. 2.5 kilometres into metres. So first thing we need to know is How many meters in 1 kilometre? Okay, what does the K mean? If you don't know, if you couldn't remember, you should be looking back at yesterday's notes and realising that 1K, 1 kilometre is 1,000 metres. Okay, the K is 1,000. Kilometres, 1,000 metres. Kilogram, 1,000 grams. Okay, so 2.5 kilometres. Each one of these is worth 1,000. 0.5 is half a kilometre. What's half of 1,000? It's 500. So the answer is going to be 2,500 metres. Okay, good common sense maths, that one. You need to know your conversion of units. Last but not least, what is the third cube number? Oh, what is a cube number? Well, we know what a square number is, don't we? If I said to you, what is 4 squared, you'd say, oh, it's 4 times 4. If I said, what it is 5 squared, you'd say it's 5 times 5. So, if that's square numbers, okay, look, they're square numbers, a cube number, 4 cubed, well, 4 squared was 4 times 4, 5 squared was 5 times 5, 4 cubed is going to be 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, so cube means the number is being times by itself 3 times. 7 cubed would be 7 times 7 times 7. 10 cubed would be 10 times 10 times 10. So the question is, what is the third cube number? So the third number is, so if you think, what's the first cube number? 1 cubed is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. That's my first cube number. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to be 8. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So the third cube number is 27. The fourth cube number will be 4 times 4 times 4, which would be 64. Okay, so there we go. Cube numbers. Do write some good quality notes here. I mean, what I've written there, you might want to be writing down as your notes. Okay, I hope that went well. I hope it went better than it did yesterday. If you're still, getting quite a few wrong, do not worry. Okay, ask mum and dad for help. It may well be that, because I'm doing this pretty quickly, condensing it down into a video, you might need to have an adult help explain it for you and give you kind of different permutations of the same questions. Okay, so do ask your parents. What I can promise you is, if you can get some of these basics, this is just some of the basics, you can get some of these basics, it will really help with your maths, okay? It really, really will. Take my word for it. So, enjoy the rest of your day. Be kind to your parents, get out there, do some exercise, do some jobs around the house, be as helpful as you can. Have a good day.